being with us early in the morning for you. So, Phoenix Rising Star is an award winning author. She's an international speaker, radio host, and the visionary founder of the Hollow Bone Journey. With over 25 years of experience as an intuitive healer and therapist, she has guided countless therapists, coaches, and holistic practitioners into the highest expression of their gifts, helping them serve more clients, create deeper transformations, and expand their impact without working harder. That is so important.
Yes.
Phoenix's work has catalyzed powerful breakthroughs. Clients have reversed physical conditions, manifested aligned careers, healed relationships, and shifted from fear into freedom. Yes. Her students rediscover their confidence, elevate their leadership, and align their businesses with their soul's purpose. It is my great pleasure and honor to hand the screen over to Phoenix Rising Star. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Gee, I just, that was beautiful. Thank you. So you're here because there was one moment that changed my holistic practice forever. And not just my holistic practice, it was my life. And so I'm going to be sharing some of that with you and also leading you in a guided meditation. Now, if you don't like to do guided meditations or this is not the right venue for you, or you want to do it on the recording, no problem. I understand that. But for those of you that do want that, it is lovely. And it might just change your life too. So I invite you to stay with me as we go through this. Now, the background before that moment happened is that I had been what I called an intuitive healer for 20 years. Now, for me, that meant that I would sit in meditation with a client and I would wait to receive and wait to be told what to do. You know, we're told what to do as healers, right? We're taught to do things as healers. Balance this chakra, pull this energy out, put this energy in, call in the angels, whatever it is. And so I would wait, and then it was just like it just came to me what to do next. And that worked great. The clients were happy. I was happy. I thought that was all there was until that one moment. And that moment, everything shifted, everything changed. And I went, holy smokes, there's a whole nother way to do things here. So let me explain what happened. This was back in 20, I want to say 18, 18, 19, something like that. And I was working with a client in person, which I don't do much of anymore. Most of my work is online. But we were working in person, and I had seen her a couple of times, so we were comfortable with each other. But the day that she came in, we had an hour-long appointment, and she was a bloody mess. Not literally, but everything was wrong that could be wrong. I mean, her health was tanking, her finances were tanking, her career was tanking, her relationships sucked. It was like everything was wrong. And she goes, and we only have an hour, so see what you can do. Well, I'm sure some of you have been in that position before. But at this point, I was like, I don't even know where to start. And only an hour. And I just felt like, oh boy, I don't know what to do. So I said to her, let's do a meditation together. Normally it was just me sitting in meditation quietly while they relaxed. But this time, let's do a meditation together. She needed to relax and I needed guidance, right? So I thought, oh, this is going to be perfect. So I led us in this heart-opening meditation, really relaxing, and I'm sitting there waiting to receive and being told what to do, and that's not what happened at all. I suddenly saw, which was strange because I'm very auditory, but I saw Archangel Michael walk into the room. Now, he was at least 10 feet tall. I don't think I'd ever seen him before. I've talked to him, but I hadn't seen him. And he was at least 10 feet tall. He had the most magical robes. I mean, they glowed like jewels, red, blue, green, gold, just shimmering as he strode into the room. My client was lying on the massage table face up, and he walked right over to her. I don't think she was even aware of it. He reached in the back of her neck and he started to pull out something that looked like a wide white ribbon. And then he took his fingers and he was running his fingers along it as he pulled it out. And I'm looking at this going, I couldn't even move. My mouth was open the whole time. I just thought, I couldn't think. And so he's running his fingers over it. And all of a sudden he turns to me and he says, here's the deal. I'm cleaning off all of her ancestral DNA that she's brought in with her that doesn't work for her, because that's what's behind every one of these problems she's got. And as soon as this is cleaned off, she's going to think this is the best session ever. And she's going to tell everybody about you. It's going to be amazing. And he finishes cleaning it off. He tucks it back into the back of her neck. He bows to me and he walks out the door. And the whole time I just sat there frozen, not because of fear, but I had felt so much love when he came in the room. It just suffused me. It completely, I don't want to say overpowered, but I couldn't move. I couldn't think. I couldn't talk. I couldn't even swallow. I just sat there going, oh my, oh my, oh my. And so after he left, my client, just before she woke up from that, I said quietly to my angels and guides, what just happened? And I heard them say, oh, that's the hollow bone of healing. And I thought, I don't know what that is, but okay. And then my client suddenly woke up, jumped off the table, gave me this big hug and said, that was the best session ever. I'll see you next week, and ran out the door. And I'm thinking, she's never hugged me before. She never told me that was the best session before. Something really miraculous just happened here, and I have no idea what it is. So I went back into meditation with my angels and guides, and I said, that hollow bone of healing, while intuitively I think I know what that means, being a conduit, but that's not how I work usually. And they said, no, it hasn't been, but it's your new way of working now. And I went, but I don't know what I did. I don't think I did anything. And there was just silence, which meant figure it out. Oh, gosh. So I thought, okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I just witnessed a miracle, literally. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I'll know next week. And next week was truly miraculous when she was telling me everything that had shifted. Everything shifted in 1 week, in 1 day. I don't know how I witnessed a miracle. I don't know what I did, what conditions were created so that could happen, right? I'm enough of a teacher. I've got to figure this out, because if I can figure it out, then I can replicate this. And if I can replicate it, then I can teach it. And that's like my mission, right? But I didn't know where to start because I didn't know what I had done. All I knew is that when she came in, she was a hot mess. And then I thought, wait a minute. Because she was a hot mess, we both went into a deep meditation that opened our hearts. And that was really important. Safely opening your heart allows love to flow in and allows miracles to flow in. All right. But there had to be more, I think, right? Because, I mean, my ego says I should have been doing something, but I didn't know what to do. I couldn't even act from experience because I'd never had this experience before with someone who came in with all these things that I simply didn't know what to do. And it wasn't from my lack of effort. I mean, I would have done something if I'd known how to do something, but it really came down to not doing anything. And that is what was so mind-blowing to me because I did nothing. All this happened in spite of me, which is pretty amazing, and it flies in the face of what we are taught to do as healers. So, I remembered one other thing that was really important. Just before we started that meditation, in my mind, I said, "Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. You're gonna have to take care of this, and you better bring in the big guns because I am really clueless about this." Now, to me, the big guns mean, the highest and best helpers, whoever's out there, not just the 3D playing field here. We don't need that. We want the highest and best in here. And that's what came through with Archangel Michael. Now, he's only one of many of the highest and best, but he was her highest and best to help her with her ancestral healing, which I didn't even know she needed, right? So that began an experiment because I wanted to see if I could replicate this. And while I understood intuitively that the hollow bone of healing meant, yes, you're a conduit, yes, you're a channel, that didn't mean I knew how to do that. And when I searched online for the phrase hollow bone of healing back in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, there was nothing online. The only thing I could find were a few shaman that would say, well, just be the hollow bone. But nobody said how to do it. And I thought, okay, I think that's what I'm supposed to be figuring out here. All right. So with the next couple of clients, I made sure both of us got into that heart opening meditation where love and miracles could flow through, asking for that highest and best, and then just getting out of the way and watching, being a witness to see what was going to happen next. I began to witness miracles on pretty much a daily basis with my clients. Now, I didn't know they were miracles all the time because, sometimes things take a while for people to realize what's happening and what's changing. And if I don't see them for a week or two, then they may not tell me for a week or two. But what I was hearing were things like my tumors disappeared before I had to have surgery. Okay, that's big. That's a big one. I made a change with my relationship with my mother. I stepped into a level of forgiveness, and we're on better terms. Okay, that's huge. That's really huge. I had one client that was working on abundance, and a week after his session, he called me and he said, okay, so I just got a job offer for $200,000 a year, and I haven't made $200,000 in all my entire life. So I'm pretty happy with this session. Okay, that's good. So those were the kinds of things I started to see. And then the careers, people, how do I get to do this? How can I help others do this? Okay, it must be time for me to start teaching this. So I started teaching people. I started teaching them how to open their hearts. And I wrote the book, The Hollow Bone of Healing. And I talked about the role of unconditional love versus conditional love. Well, I got a lot of feedback on that. And it was all helpful, but I didn't realize there's a lot of people that don't know what and have never experienced unconditional love in their lives. In fact, that's what they were telling me. Intellectually, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know if I could feel that. I don't know if I've ever had it in my life. I don't even know if my dog is giving it to me. Those were the kinds of messages I was getting from people, which told me, oh, there's got to be other ways to get people into their hearts other than to just talk about unconditional love. So I started thinking about that. And I realized that nature is one of the best ways to get people into their hearts. And nature is something that we all have access to, right? Even if you live in a high rise in New York City, where do you go when it's a sunny, beautiful day? Out to the park or to the beach or to the woods or, You go outside, right? Everybody goes outside at some point. Everybody can relate to nature, and nature heals, right? Nature embodies love. Love heals and love manifests. So I started getting people into a place in nature, their choice, place of their choice in nature, where they could really ground in their energy there and really be present there and begin to feel what it's like to begin to be that hollow bone. It's what I call the place of everything and nothing. It's everything because this is where miracles happen. And it's nothing because you aren't doing anything to make it happen. Again, flying in the face of everything we've been taught, but it works. It's the new way of doing things for us. So once I started teaching, it was so gratifying to know that my students were having similar results as what my clients had been having, no matter what they were working on. Some of the students, many of the students that I work with are either holistic practitioners or want to be, or have dabbled with the idea of it, or have just followed so many holistic therapies. Maybe they don't want to be a practitioner. They just want to learn as much as possible because they're lifelong learners, right? And what they were doing is expanding into the totality of their being. I mean, sometimes even just in the level 1, when we're just opening the heart, people were having miraculous results. One of the ones that I just love to share is this woman who lived in Europe, and she was living in subsidized housing because she was pretty broke, and that's all that was available. And she said it was really terrifying when she first went there. I mean, the windows were broken. She said the day she walked up to it, somebody threw a TV out the window. People were yelling and screaming, and it was just not a safe place to live. But it was all she could afford, and it was all that was available. So she started, that was at the same time she was starting to take my class. And it was online, so it was easy for her to just log on to her computer and be present. And in a couple of weeks, she contacted me and she said, I don't know what I'm doing. And I said, well, let's talk about that because, sometimes it just feels so foreign that we don't really understand what exactly is happening. And she said, No, well, I don't understand what's happening. She said, when I first got here a couple of weeks ago, it was a mean, angry, horrible place to live in. But it's getting nicer. And I don't know, but they keep telling me they tiptoe around my door when I'm on class with you, and they're asking me, "Are you done yet?" And they ask in soft voices because we don't want to bother you. And all of a sudden, people are nicer. And if somebody in the building is sick, then they take food to them. Or if they don't have enough furniture, they share their furniture with them. Or if it rains and their laundry's on the line, they'll take in other people's laundry for them and fold it and give it to them. This kind of stuff didn't happen before, and I don't know what I've done. I said, I think you're embodying love because it's not just about turning it on and turning it off. It's about living this way. And that's the epitome of the hollow bone. When we can live this way, this is where we see miracles all the time, not just when we turn it on for a session. And she went, but I don't know what I'm doing. And I said, you know enough. Let's just see what else happens. And it just got better from there to the point where nobody was feeling afraid in that building, including her. This is huge. This is huge. Some people, when they got done with level 3, which is the activation of your soul purpose, now that all the, hard stuff, the seemingly hard stuff is out of the way, you've learned how to open your heart. You've learned how to heal the stuff that comes up for you. Now you're ready to really take that next leap of faith and say, okay, what's next for me? because now it's exciting. Now it's easy. Now you're out of the way and you can allow source to come through. So people were creating courses, online courses, and they were writing books and doing other things. But not everybody is engaged in a product. Some people are engaged in more of the process of becoming. And I don't mean necessarily becoming the hollow bone, but there was a woman that I was working with, and she had really lost herself at COVID, which I think many people did. We all kind of went, "What in the world is happening?" Right? And things shut down, and then we shut down. And she didn't know how to find herself again. She lost her job through that because she couldn't teach in person. It was more community college, and they said everybody has to go on Zoom. And she said, "I can't go on Zoom." And so she didn't go on Zoom. But then she had eye problems, and then she had other health problems. And then she decided to get married, and she hadn't been married for 35 years. So now she's trying to adjust to how do you be married after being single for 35 years? And the list just went on and on and on. She didn't know who she was anymore. And by the end of level 3, she wrote me the most beautiful note, and it said, "I found the courage to be me again. And this has brought me back home to myself." Oh, I had to cry over that one. You never know what kind of miracles are going to happen, but they do, because we're allowing source, spirit, divine, whatever words you want to use, to come through and do what it does best to help us reach really our highest destiny, whatever that might be. And it's going to happen in baby steps, because once you activate that next level of your soul purpose, that's not the end. That's just the next step on your journey. And there's more journeys after that, right? We're never done learning. Our soul wants us to continue learning and growing because that's what our soul's made out of. So it's never done. And so this cycle of opening, healing, activating can repeat itself for whatever you're working on whenever you are ready for it. It's been a miraculous ride, but I can talk until I'm blue in the face. And if you haven't realized and experienced what it's like to be everything and nothing, or to at least crack open that heart just a little bit so that love and miracles can flow through, then it really doesn't help you much. So that's why I want to lead you in a guided meditation that will help you step into that place, to help you begin your journey of being that hollow bone, that everything and nothing. Because this heart opening meditation is the very first step you need to do in order to create these circumstances where you are seeing miracles all the time and love comes in because you're making room for it. Okay? So, wow, we're in good shape for time. So, I think I'm supposed to share. Okay. And I have, oh dear. Let's see. I think it's Google Chrome. Oh no. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to do this right now. Okay. Um, I'm going to cancel that. Okay. Let's forget about the music. You can do it without music. And by the way, if you like this, I do have a meditation I'll be sending you in about a week or so after they figure out all the names of who's attended. I have a wonderful meditation that's just like this to help you step into this all the time. So you don't have to try to do anything to remember it. Just experience it. See how it works for you. Okay? Now I'm going to turn off my screen here. Yeah, because sometimes, even with my eyes closed, I talk with my hands, and I don't want to be distracting to you. So, okay, and I can't see you anyway. So, all right, here we go. I invite you to just get really comfortable wherever you're sitting or lying down or standing. Some people prefer to do a meditation standing or even walking slowly. And if you like to do it that way, that's just fine. Or do your Tai Chi or your Qigong with it if you like. All these things help to open your heart. Okay, now just allow yourself to breathe at a rate that works for you, very slowly and rhythmically, in and through and out your nose. Just a couple of breaths to just center your awareness in your heart and to be present in this moment now. Excellent. I invite you to think of a beautiful place in nature, preferably a place where you've been before, where you can recall all the details of it. And it could be a place from your childhood. It also could be a place from your adulthood, or a place where you went on vacation and it was just gorgeous. Or it could be your tree in your backyard. It really doesn't matter. Just pick one place that calls to you right now and place yourself right there. Good. Begin to notice the rich details. And let's begin with the color green. Green is in almost every place in nature. Even the desert has green, and even in winter, we have green. So just notice all the different shades of green and where they're located in your beautiful place. And know that green is nature's healing color. This is the color of rebirth and renewal and regeneration. This is how nature heals herself, through green. Just allow yourself to inhale that green into your lungs, into your heart. It might have a fragrance for you, it might not. But just take in that healing color. Also notice the color blue. Wherever you might see blue, which is also very prevalent in nature, the sky, the water, but there's birds and berries and flowers that are also blue. And blue is the color of peace and serenity and the angels. You probably never realized there were so many angels in nature. They kind of hang out with the fairies. So just inhale blue deeply into your lungs and into your heart, and let that peace and serenity just flow through you, and a few angels and fairies. Now you may be called to another color. There may be other bright and brilliant colors in your place in nature, like the color yellow, which is all about empowerment, or the color red, bright red, which is life force energy. And there's so many other colors. Just take note of them if you are noticing others, because you can look them up later to find out what is their meaning. Or you can meditate on it. Now, turn your awareness to your inner ears and just notice the sounds that are so prevalent in your beautiful place in nature. You might hear the sound of birds chattering, chirping, flying, honking, or the rustle of small animals or large ones. You might hear the wind or the water or even the hush of profound silence. And just really relish the beautiful sounds or lack of them. And take that into your heart. Feeling the temperature of the day on your skin. And it's always perfect. Inhaling the fragrance that is so unique there. It might be the fragrance of flowers or vegetation, but it also might be the fragrance of the kind of water that is there. Like salt water has a different smell than fresh water. You might be noticing other fragrances that are just perfect and remind you of what a beautiful place this is. Sometimes our fragrances are transferred into the taste in our mouths. Like, what do you taste? Is it sweet? Salty? Bitter? Every place has different sensations, and just note what is appropriate for you. You may not have all of these, but just appreciate the ones you do have, your extra senses. And turn your awareness back to your heart, where all this beauty and peace and serenity is located. All this healing. It feels so good. And it is all a form of love, because nature's all about giving you love. Nature gives love to every piece of life on this earth, you included. So just allow yourself to feel this, sense this, and know this. You might even feel a warmth in your heart or a tingling. And you might notice that love really can't be contained in one place. It spills over into your entire body, where every cell in your body is now receiving this love from Mother Earth. The peace, the serenity, the beauty that exists all around you. Healing and manifesting within your very cells. Feel this, sense this, and know this. And because love will not be denied, it moves beyond your body into your energy field, into all the layers, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all the other layers that you know about. are receiving love, beauty, peace, serenity, and so much more. And just sit with that. Be with that. Be that place of everything and the place of nothing. During this time, you may receive some insights or awarenesses, guidance, healing. Just allow. You've opened the door to love and miracles. It's implied because this is the only way I work is to ask for your highest and best. Just allow. Now, the first time you do this, it may be a little hard to stay there for very long without the mind kind of jumping in and creating your grocery list or whatever. But you will get better at staying here longer and longer. It just takes practice like anything else. But for now, I want you to just be aware of your energy field and how vast it is and how clean it is. And bring your conscious awareness back into your body and notice your body's energy. Feeling and noting any differences or changes. And then bringing your conscious awareness to your heart. Still feeling the love, the beauty, the peace, the serenity, so that when you open your eyes, you will be seeing with those eyes of love. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and see with the eyes of love. And we'll just sit in silence for a minute so you can feel what that's like. Whew. This is just the beginning of being the hollow bone. And isn't it marvelous? Now, some of you may want to share your experience, and some of you may not, and I get that. But there's two ways you can share. You can put something in the chat, Or Rachel will help you to share the stage. I think you can raise your hand, and she will help you share the stage so we can hear from you. Oh, good, Rach. Happy to see that. Okay, good. Joy. I think Joy would like to. I get it. I know. It's so peaceful, and it's good we don't have to do anything. We couldn't if we wanted to. Those angels, they're onto something. It's not just angels either. Oh my goodness, you guys are amazing. All right. Oh, all right. Catherine, would you like to share?
If possible, I have a question.
Sure.
This is the first time I just met you, so
Yeah.
thank you for this moment.
Yeah.
I'm having just a curiosity question with regard how I felt everything you offered during the meditation. What would you think is the difference between the hollow bone healing technique and maybe the vacuity technique through the Buddhism for those doing? Because I felt for me it was a bit the same thing because I've been working that for the several last month. Like it has been a niche, especially I've explored that. It was on my path, and I've explored that deeply to really try to for the biggest flow, because I think we all do that. We detach as we
Yes.
can, and we release. And at some point, for me, it was to go explore very deep level of vacuity through Buddhism, and so I felt it was the same. I don't know if you have a
Mhm.
bit, if you know what I'm referring to. What
Mhm.
do you think? I would like to learn.
Absolutely. Yes, I think that many of the ancient ways of healing and connecting to the divine are probably the same thing as the hollow bone. And the reason I believe that I was given that phrase, the hollow bone, was because when I finally found a reference to it online after searching for 3 years, it came from a shamanic medicine man by the name of Chief Frank Foolscrow, who was a Lakota elder and medicine man. And he did Sundance, and he was the nephew of Black Elk. And when asked, how do you heal people? He said, I become the hollow bone. So I think unwittingly, I had tapped into that consciousness level. But there are many parallel consciousness levels like Buddhism and like Tai Chi and Qigong are very similar too. They can create that kind of feeling, where you are one with everything, or the teachings behind it are you are one with everything. So I believe that these ancient ones knew far more than we are remembering. And it's beautiful that we can start to bring this back and remember the old ways that worked. So I hope that answers your question. I think they're very, they're parallel paths, if that makes sense.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for asking. Did you have another question? No. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Rachel. And I just wanted to see if I missed anything in the chat here. Oh, nice. Your spirit was levitating. Woo! Yes, sometimes people will say it felt like an out of body experience too. Oh, good. I'm so glad you're feeling better. Wow, that's wonderful. Yes. And these are things we do, right? I mean, that we do for ourselves. It's like, oh, so amazing. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Well, so remember that it all begins with safely opening your heart, right? Because love will move, miracles will move where there's a safe opening to move through. And like I said, you'll be receiving a guided meditation, a link for listening to a guided meditation that is very similar to this, set to music. So you can really go deep with that. And I think it's a little longer too than this one. So it's delicious and delightful. And this will help you to step onto your practice of being that hollow bone, no matter what you call it. You know, if you have another practice that calls it something else, that's fine. It's the place of everything and the place of nothing. And it's my mission to bring healing, love, and miracles to the world through the hollow bone. So, wow. I thank you so much. I guess we're done a little early, but that's okay too. It gives you chances to go check out different booths and different people. And thank you so much. I'll be back in my booth here for a short time. So I look forward to chatting with you. Thank you so much, everyone. And you just have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day and enjoy the expo. It is really quite a miraculous undertaking. And I thank Rachel for having the courage to follow her mission to make this happen. Thank you so much, everyone. Namaste.